All right, we're rolling, baby, rolling. Monster, let's go on. Let's find a more exciting booth over here. Graphics that pop here locally, right down the street, about 5 miles from me right here. Graphics that pop booth shared with Vending Concepts. Actually ran into, from the group, Brian DeGrasso. I think it's Brian Grasso. And Madrone Vending. So I am chit-chatting with Madrone and Brian. Good to see them. I know Madrone is starting his own Facebook group out in the Midwest, and encourage you guys in the Midwest, join their group. Very knowledgeable guys, and in the industry, you find the groups very resourceful. When you run into a problem, just DM somebody. Don't DM me with a machine problem, though. I'm not a good technician. I'm a salesman. You can call this guy, Mark Bautista in California. He's in here. He was with me the whole time for refrigeration or anything you need in California. The guy's a wizard. Actually, when I started in vending many, many years ago, I used to hit him through Facebook. I'm like, hey, man, I got a question. I'd bug him. And you know what? He didn't know me from Adam. Answer a lot of my questions. Actually, answer a lot of my questions that led me to buy my first Bev Max, and then out of 25 more Bev Maxes back then, I bought a lot. There's lined up down the wall right here. I got plenty of them right here. But he was the first guy who took the time to invest in me and lead me, give me some advice. So moving on here, we're at NVIDIA. If you guys aren't familiar with NVIDIA, if you can see on the video, if we posted here, they're the ones. Let's actually have one over here. It's the machine with the touch screen that Matthew Urban sells in Houston. Touch screen combo machine, touch screen drink machine, snack machine. Pretty awesome. They're literally, I call them the Tesla of vending machines. NVIDIA always has cutting edge technology and seem like they're the first and pioneers of a lot of touch screen movement. Oh, this is actually a touch screen kiosk, obviously, but it opens up a micro market door. You got to visit the Red Bull booth when you go to anywhere, any conventions. Red Bull booth is a pretty cool booth. This was, I would say, lame for Red Bull. Thought I would see some adventure there. Cool looking Red Bull. Got to see a lot of, all the flavors, but, it was okay. It was cool. Okay. Had some pretty nice talent there at the Red Bull booth. I don't know who caught that, but, even the skaters are talented. All right, moving on. Face and ID recognition for beer and wine coolers. So age verification, beer and wine coolers. Just to let you know, we did try this thing out there, and I know we had Mark used his ID. First of all, it didn't work a couple of times. You had to mess with it a lot to get it to read the ID. Got it to read. Mark got him a Coors Light out of there. It worked kind of like it should. But here's the catch. We had another guy that looks nothing like Mark, use Mark's ID, and young guy, below age, and it worked. So, little sketchy. Can use somebody else's ID. It'll face recognition you. It's supposed to work, but I think they have some work to do there. I'm not going to tell you the company name, but you could have a problem if you start selling beer and wine through facial recognition and AI, and it not be the right person, and you sell beer to a kid. So might be a problem at a concert. Might have a problem afterwards driving. Crazy teens on that Coors Light could be a problem. Okay, moving on. Moving on to Due North. First time I ever saw Due North. Still don't really know what it is, but Due North had a pretty cool market here. Had Grand Prairie Foods. I thought that was Grand Prairie, Texas, but it's Grand Prairie Foods. Spicy sausage, egg, and cheese. That's what I'm checking out in this video. I'm like, hey, is this located near me? I could use another food supplier. Well, we jumped over to TCN. We all know about TCN videos. or vending machines. TCN's over in China. I mean, they put out some pretty good product. Seemed like a nice guy. I mean, I'm not a particular fan of the whole escalator product thing. I mean, I'd love to hear y'all's feedback if y'all been happy with the escalator type. Is the escalator? Yeah. That rotating belt. I guess that's a belt-driven product dispenser. I know I've got an account from somebody that had a TCN machine that they didn't like, and the location gave me the account. So, but TCN, they do their thing. They have a few machines out there I think people are happy with. They definitely have current technology and futuristic technology. So that booth was okay. But moving on to Utz, the chip people, they did have a couple of things I was interested in. Utz chips, they've taken on a distributorship with a couple of products I'm in love with. One of them is Boulder Chips. Boulder Chips, awesome product. They have an LSS size now. Boulder Chips are awesome, and they also have Zaps. This was a Zaps Voodoo Heat. Yeah, if y'all have never sold those, you're missing out. So you can get from Utz, you can get these Boulder Chips and the Zaps chips now from Utz. It's a great product, both of those. You make a lot of money. It's good to change up your chips. Just like you can go through Vistar, you can add Hers chips, which they were at the show. You can rotate them out with these Utz, Boulder chips, and Frito-Lay products. I mean, we all get tired of eating the same thing. It's good to rotate your chip selection out. Even try a different brand. Hell, it's a good time to go up on your prices. Rotate it out with another chip that costs you the same, but you end up going up on price. Then you come back with that Frito-Lay product and make that margin. It's a no-brainer. Just a strategy. Moving on. I'm going to talk about this booth because, man, I could not leave. I don't think Tyler could leave. Alex, Mark, none of us could leave this booth. JJ Apple Pies. We all know those apple pies. They have now packages of cookie dough. Cookie dough. Everybody remember the cookie dough? The cookie dough balls that JJ has? And insane cookie dough ball. I bet they sell like hot cakes, well, cold cake because they're cookie dough, cold cakes at your micro markets. We also have Otis Spunkenmeyer. They have Otis Spunkenmeyer cookies, JJ apple pies, and cookie dough. Why would you ever leave that booth? I'm telling you, it was just too much. I got pimples from all the sugar. Woke up and I already knew that I was going to have this massive breakout, and it wasn't because I was sweating. It's because I ate all that cookie dough. Great booth, great product. JJ apple pies is a cherry and apple, and cookie dough is like a cookies cream and a cookie dough, and of course Spunkenmeyer cookies. Available through Vistar, by the way. Everything there was available by Vistar, they say, but I've never seen it at Vistar, so maybe my salesman out here is not putting the right products in front of me. Moved on to the premium, the Cadillac of all refrigerating units. You're going to pay for that Cadillac just like you drive that $100,000 Escalade. True coolers, True, True. We all seen them online. But let me tell you, you want a cooler that lasts you 20 years? You better pony up. Get that True. They are actually prettier than any cooler I've ever seen. They got this new unit here. I should send you guys a picture and post a picture. I was just blown away how beautiful it looked. And they're like $4,000. But let me tell you, they're pristine. If you want to dazzle a customer, you can roll a True cooler in there. They look amazing. You probably never replace a compressor in that thing. I would say never. 20 years probably. I think True actually had a smart fridge there too, which was, I don't know who they partnered with, probably 365 partnered with a smart fridge. Whoo! That's a lot. This episode is sponsored and valued by Dream Realm Pictures. Dream Realm does all the videography for me, does a lot of videography for businesses here in Dallas for cheap. So if you guys are looking for a videographer to make a short commercial, for your vending business, maybe for a presentation, maybe for your website, hit him up. This stuff is cheap and it goes a long way. A lot of value added there. Dream Realm Pictures, Tyler Cambry, probably be posting some of this stuff. So just send him a message and see if you can't work a deal with him. I know he's very fair and work with you. Be happy to work with you. All right, back to the episode.